All right, is our man on? Because I have one of the best-known American political thinkers on, and we're going to talk about his book and about his thoughts on this. Dick Morris, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good to talk to you, Dennis.
Dick,
I loved your book.
Well, I thank you. I thanked you, though you didn't know this. I thanked you privately.
Okay.
And I'm thanking you publicly for all the attention you gave it. It means a great deal to me.
It was an incredibly good book. It really, of all of the conservative books, this is one of the absolute best.
Well, that's a big deal coming from you, and I had no idea you'd even mention it, which is very kind of you since I'm here to mention your book.
Okay.
But thank you. Again, to my listeners, it's, of course, still the best hope why the world needs American values to triumph. But we are now talking to Dick Morris, who's a sort of household word now, and you've earned it. You work very hard at what you do, and you're good at your craft. And you and your wife have put out Here Come the Black Helicopters, UN Global Governance and the Loss of Freedom. This, I want to tie this in so that people understand why this is so significant to me. Remember, I have defined the American value system, what I call the American Trinity, as liberty, in God we trust, and e pluribus unum. E pluribus unum means nationalism. We all unite, and we are nationalist, not chauvinist, nationalist. I am an American, you're a Belgian, you're a Uruguayan, etc. That's healthy. But the left wants essentially the death of national identity, and the UN is only too happy, and the pro-UN folks are only too happy to supplant it. That's why this book by Dick Morris is that important. Here Come the Black Helicopters. Where do you get that term from?
Well, it was invented by the militiamen who had this paranoid fantasy that black helicopters would come and guys with blue helmets would jump out and take over America. But metaphorically, that's really what the liberals have in store for us. But let me just pick up where you left off here. If the world were a world of democracy, if every country had a democracy and freedom and all of that, global governance could ultimately be an objective. But the problem is that the reason the UN and the liberals and the bureaucrats are supporting global governance is to avoid democracy, to work around democracy and let the elites plan our future and tell us how to live. For example, there's this thing called Agenda 21 that was developed at the Rio Conference of 1992, which literally tells us where to live and how to live. It says that we should not live in wide-open rural areas, that we should not live in suburbs, we should live in high-density cities so that we can walk instead of drive and we can bike instead of take the car, and that this is in the name of climate change. And 1,700 municipalities in the United States have signaled their adoption of Agenda 21 as the goal of their land use planning and their zoning. And it's akin to collectivization under Stalin. Force people off the farms into the cities, where they'll be much more easy to control.